welcome here in my vegetable garden. We are at the end of May. The garden is ready to take off, so it's a perfect time to do a garden tour throughout of my vegetable garden. We start our garden tour here at the entrance of the vegetable garden. I'm underneath a kiwi tree. It is starting, there are flowers on our kiwi tree, so I'm hoping that this year there will be a bunch of kiwis. We have potatoes in our first bed, we have potatoes in our second bed, we have potatoes in our third bed, we have potatoes in our fourth and our fifth bed. So the potato corner. Our potato corner, potatoes are one of the staples, so we will need to grow a lot of potatoes, of course. At this bed I still have netting and I will keep it on for the onion root fly. So there are onions in this bed. They are growing healthy, they look healthy. So onions in this bed. I have a row of carrots, some flowers. Beside our onion bed we have a bed where I have sown beans. They are bush beans. I have sown some chicory, there is salad. There is garlic, which will be harvested within this in 2 weeks. We have 3 rows of carrots. Not all of the carrots have germinated, but carrots in this bed, salads and some self-sown calendula flowers. So beans, garlic and carrots. This small garden bed in front of this one. Onions from set, and they do not perform very well. 80% is going to flower because we had some weird temperatures. The first week of May we had 20-25 degrees. Then 2 weeks rain and only getting 10 degrees. So for the plant it's not a healthy situation, especially for the tomatoes in the polytunnels and the greenhouse. And now for the last week of May, we are at the last week of May, we have 30 degrees and more. So too hot, of course, but these onion sets, 80% is failing. They will all go to flower, so they are not usable for me, edible for me. I will keep them in the soil because of the roots. Of course, at some point I will take them out and plant other things in this vegetable bed. Another bed with beans, climbing beans. I've put a structure, and you can see it in older videos, structure for our climbing beans. And more bush beans. This is a brand new bed and it's not performing great. So it had spinach and lettuce. They did well, but I also planted cabbage, and there is something in the soil that is feasting on the roots of our cabbage plant. So we are done, finished. What I did is I sown some corn, because I need something that has a deep taproot, and corn can help me fixing the soil. I also sown some sunflowers. I'm not sure where they at, because I think the birds are stealing the seeds, so I need to do a resown of sunflowers. So in this bed we will have corn and sunflowers. On this bed, so a row of lettuce, garlic, which we need to harvest within this and 2 weeks, salads, celeriac, salads. I've planted courgettes, 2 courgette plants. Some flowers, self-sown flowers, always good in the garden. The smallest polytunnel, not performing so great. I had a lot of ants, especially on this side of the polytunnel, and with a lot I mean a lot of ants. And yeah, there is cucumber and tomatoes and melons on this side of the polytunnel, but I really need to keep an eye out for the ants. The doors are 24 hours a day open, because otherwise the temperatures, yeah, it can easily get 50 degrees or more inside the polytunnel. So the doors are always open now at this time of the year, and still getting 35 degrees, so actually a bit too hot for our vegetables. So throughout the winter there was salads and spinach in here. They all are done. They went to seed, and I keep a few for seed harvesting, of course. And yeah, in the polytunnel I have better control over moisture, so a greater success of capturing seeds. Now on this side we have tomatoes, 3 tomato plants. We have a cucumber plant and 2 melons. So on this side, but like I mentioned, yeah, so a lot of ants here in the polytunnel. There was also garlic here in the polytunnel. We harvested all of the garlic. We removed 95% of the salads. I keep a few for seed. So not a lot here in the small polytunnel. Here we have a mustard going to seed, and I let it because I need the seeds, of course, for next year and later on, maybe in a season. We have garlic, also this garlic harvesting within this and 2 weeks. We have onions from seed. I have sown between the onions, we have sown carrots. Most of them are germinated. We have some salads, but they all need to go now because they are at the end of their lifespan. They will all go to seed. Yeah, some messy wild corners because there are a lot of flowers, and I just let it be because for our pollinators, for our bees, for our butterflies. We have a bit of cabbages. We have broccoli and we have cauliflower, salads, broad beans. The main purpose of the broad beans for me are nitrogen fixers, and yeah, so seed keeping for nitrogen in the soil because they are nitrogen fixers. So a great plant to plant out. Here we have a bit of corn. I have sown dent corn, so I will make some sort of flour of it so we can make bread and other things with it. So corn, and I have sown some sunflowers here. Cabbage, sunflower, broad beans, salads. I've planted a pumpkin, so within this and a month, 2 months, the pumpkin will take over the patch. So we have pumpkins for the winter. At this point, the strawberries are coming in with full force. Very delicious strawberry from out the garden. The taste is crazy. Inside our new greenhouse we have tomatoes, and I grow them on strings, easier to maintain. Tomatoes here between the central pathway. On the outside I'm growing a watermelon. On this outside I'm growing a watermelon. They will creep here throughout the greenhouse. Another melon. So yeah, you will see later on in the season when we're harvesting the melons, but it's another variety of melon. I will grow them on a string. 1, 2, 3, 4 melons, 3 watermelon plants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 tomato plants, cucumbers. Yeah, so can't wait until we harvest tomatoes and cucumbers and melons. Beside our greenhouse there is also a lot of growing, so our air-prone bed full of seedlings of trees, walnuts, chestnut, hazelnut, so a bunch of trees, apple trees, pear trees. Yeah, most of them are trees. We also take a lot of cuttings of mint, so this is all mint. Jerusalem artichoke, potatoes out of containers. So also here a lot is going on here. So now we will check out our biggest polytunnel. Inside our biggest polytunnel, the tomatoes, they were struggling in the beginning, but they are taking off for now. We have also 2 melons, we have tomatoes, we have carrots, we have basil, we have an aubergine, we have onions, pepper plants, carrots. We are harvesting carrots. I will take one out. And I will definitely need to keep a few because a great performing carrots. So I tested a new variety this year and they all perform very well. Now this is a legged. I will harvest one more to see. So we are harvesting carrots. A sweet taste, very crunchy. So harvesting carrots, within a few weeks, 1 month, I can harvest the onions over there, and then the tomatoes will take over. And also growing them on a string, it's easy. I save some space by growing them on a string. So peppers, tomatoes, cucumbers, melons, carrots. Our strawberry patch. We grow strawberries in strawberry towers, which we made out of PVC pipe. We have strawberries in gutters, and the best strawberries got taste, in my opinion, and also in a friend's opinion. But the strawberries in the soil, they have more sweetness to them. This one are also sweet, but they from the ground, they are next level sweetness. So our strawberry patch. So we are harvesting a lot of strawberries. A very beautiful fruit to have. Inderdaad. If it was possible for you to taste it throughout the camera. Gutters full of sweet candies. So I also grow strawberries out of netting, and they are actually for the birds, so they also have something but now there is more food for them, so they also leave now the strawberries alone that are outside of the insect netting. A mulberry, it started to produce fruit. Previous year it was not a lot, around 10 or 20 fruits. Now it's starting to develop a great root system, and there are more berries this year on this tree, so can't wait to taste this. An apple tree, apples on it, but so it's in here for its first year now, and the plan for this apple tree is to espalier this fruit tree. Here we have our Thai berry, and we need to start keep attention on this because the fruits are slowly getting ready here. They need a bit longer. They will be almost purplish. Then they are extra sweet. It's okay to eat them now. So our strawberries, Thai berries. Yeah, so all of the bushes starting to produce berries. Gooseberries are on the plants. They need more time. Black currants, they need more time. Our Thai berry bush, within this and a month I'm harvesting Thai berries. This side of the garden, the north side, is the perennial food garden where we have strawberries, berries, trees, and I'm not sure if you can see it, but yeah, the amount of fruit that is here on this tree, it's here we have another berry for later on in the season. It's a wineberry, plum tree, other strawberries, another raspberry, autumn raspberry, apple trees, which is almost loaded with apples. Also here loaded with apples. I will definitely need to thin them out later on in the season. For the most part the apple tree will do it itself, but we need to keep an eye out. Otherwise the branches, they can snap under the weight of the apples. Autumn raspberries. And here in the corner, and I'm not sure if you can see me, but there is another raspberry, and it's also starting to give me some garden candies. So this is yellow raspberries. They will give me 2 times a harvest, so one now for 1 month I can harvest this yellow raspberries, but also later on in the season, towards the autumn, it will give me garden candies. So it's starting to grow into a jungle. We have flowers, nudges and fixers. We have our apple tree with too much apples on it. Black currant. The berries are on the plant, but they need a bit more time. Another berry that we can harvest, the red currant. Great to make a jam out of it. You can also make wine out of it. You can eat it like it is. So some red currants. So already a lot of garden candies in the garden. Wait a minute. A fruit mixture. need to do some maintenance here. Yeah, like I mentioned here, I'm walking on strawberries. I need to do some maintenance by cutting this herb, red currants. 2 months ago, the trees were all sticks in the ground, and now, yeah, I'm in the middle of a jungle where we can harvest fruits. Another plum tree, grapes growing on trellis, and I think this year that I will be harvesting grapes. So the clusters are coming, the flowers will come within this and a few weeks, and then they can be pollinated by our pollinators, and I'm hoping that this year the first grapes are coming. So this will become the grapes, and it's full of them. So I really hope that we will have grapes later on in the season. And by coming here at our grapes, we are at the end of our vegetable garden. So our garden tour, end of May. I will do another garden tour next month and the month after that month, and then every month we will do a garden tour so that you can see the developing stage of the vegetable garden. For now, I would say happy gardening, thank you for watching, and see you in the next. Peace!